against somebody that was always one of the ones. I always go back to Eric Metcalf introducing himself to the world on Monday Night Football against the Bengals, and so it'll be interesting. It'll be fun, that's for sure. It will definitely be fun, at least until 105. And then, I don't know, hopefully it stays fun after that. But it will be fun leading up to it, Dan.
I am looking forward to it. I'll bring you that report on Monday. But, I think the crowd will be jacked up. And, at least, like you say, till, 1:30, 1:45, whatever
right.
happens. And I agree with John McMullen that the Browns have been competitive, certainly competitive at home all year. They have not been blown out at home all year. Their two losses have been very close, and both to division rivals. And they're going to compete, and so I think we'll be in the game till the fourth quarter, and we'll see. This Cincinnati team looks like the shakiest first place team in the NFL right now. I mean, this is a first place team that doesn't have the body language of a first place team, doesn't have the swagger, doesn't have the confidence. And hopefully we can get them up at our place and put it to them once again.
Let's switch gears. Stay on the football field. Go to the Buckeyes a little bit because I want to ask you your thought about J.T. Barrett being left. I mean, whatever. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and beat the drums about it or whatever, but how is he not on your final three list on your Heisman guys here, man? I mean, come on. For a guy who wasn't – what he did would have been impressive enough if his name was Braxton Miller and he was the starter from day one. But let alone for the season to have played out the way it did.
Yeah, I'm real disappointed that he didn't get an invitation, especially since they only took three guys. If there had been, five, they'd taken as many as five, if I recall, to New York City. And to me, to pick three guys and to leave J.T. Barrett home, injured or no, I think was a real slight. I hope that that whole murderer's row of Ohio State Heisman winners, from Archie to Eddie George to Troy Smith, I hope they smack that Heisman committee upside the head a little bit and say, what are you thinking about? All three guys are deserving that are there,
right.
Certainly. Mariota, Gordon, they're all deserving, but so is JT. I mean, here's a guy who set the Big Ten record for touchdowns in a season. Not the Ohio State record, all-time Big Ten record, broke Drew Brees' mark. And broke it by 3 touchdowns and missed the last 2 games. So, he did some things that have never been done in the Big Ten, and certainly at Ohio State. He deserved to be there. But we'll go through and we'll have a little bit of, gnashing of teeth about it. But, it is what it is. We'll see what happens. He wasn't going to win it, but it would have been a nice touch for him to be there and get recognized for what he did this year.
No, absolutely, but that's cool because we'll focus on taking care of business on the field. We've got much more important things to do, but I'll say this. Look at what that kid did unprepared this season. Man, watch out next year. He's going to teach you all a lesson. That's all I'm going to say. So, imagine what Urban Meyer is going to do when he tries to have a more effective offense. So after he wins the national title, then he's going to go about figuring out how to make the Heisman people pay for leaving J.T. Barrett at the house after what he did. But I had to bring it up with you because I'm like, come on, man. Okay, I get it. He probably wasn't going to win no matter what. But, really? I mean, and then I don't know if the timing, I don't think it matters because I don't know when their finalists were actually set compared to when they were announced. But, Gordon had a heck of a run, but that last one of them sure took a little bit of the luster off of that season that he had as well.
Well, I think, and Marcus Mariota might want to put the Buckeye defense on his Christmas card list. They probably just won Marcus Mariota the Heisman by stuffing Melvin Gordon the other night. Certainly, if it was a close race before, and I suspect that it was based on the numbers that Gordon put up, I think Marcus Mariota won the Heisman Saturday night in Indianapolis.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I think he's going to end up with it too. But you're right. He could send a card just in case. Thanks for helping it out a little bit here. I agree.
By the way, Jerry, did you see the picture of J.J. Watt with the Ohio State hoodie?
Oh, yes, I did actually. You sent me an email of it, but I had seen the picture just like 15 minutes before you sent me the thing. And what was it? He lost. Was it for losing a bet? Right? He had to.
Yeah. Well, he's on the Johnny Simon's down there with the Texans now. And so they're both on the same defensive line, and apparently had a bet with John Simon, one of my all-time favorite Buckeyes. And so Watt, he looks none too happy in that picture either. He's got the Ohio State shorts on, the Ohio State hoodie, and the Ohio State hat, and he's got an expression on his face like "Get me out of this thing right now."
I saw it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. That thing is all over Twitter this morning, and I just thought I'd send it to you, make sure you saw it.
Yeah, it was very funny. Man, these guys in the chat room got a point. In 3 sentences, I've seen 3 different quarterbacks' names. Man, we don't have to talk about it necessarily in depth right now, but man, Buckeyes have got one heck of a good problem to have coming into next season. I mean, and we haven't even talked about the young kids who want to put their name in the conversation as well. The Buckeyes are going to be ridiculously deep here at the quarterback position. I said it the other day. I wish they could trade some of these guys. I wish this was the pros because we could definitely beef up some other positions. But, man, good luck choosing between
they're going to have
JTB and Cardale Jones. Good luck with that choice, Coach.
Right. Well, they're going to have 6 quarterbacks on the roster in the fall.
I know.
They're bringing in 2 freshmen. One of them is a kid named Torrance Gibson, who you've heard me talk about for months now. A kid out of Florida, left-handed kid who's just super fast, and he, as an athlete, reminds me of Randy Moss. He's about 6'4", 200, super fast, and may end up at wide receiver. And they have this quarterback from Athens, Joe Burrow, who threw 6 touchdowns last Thursday, I guess it was, in the state finals. 446 yards and 6 touchdowns for Athens, and what was, I think, the best high school football game I've ever seen. Incredible game. But people have asked me, and you've asked me, and other people have asked me, what the heck is Urban going to do with Braxton Miller next fall? And JT Barrett and Cardale Jones. I think Cardale will be a backup. It's just a matter of whether JT's ankle is healthy and he's 100%. But if I've got JT Barrett and Braxton Miller, I don't have a problem. That's a feature, not a bug, of my roster next year. If Braxton isn't the starting quarterback, he's on the field as a slot receiver, as a tailback. He's instantly my kickoff returner and punt returner if he's not starting a quarterback because no one can lay a mid on him. And that's leave it to Urban Meyer's creativity. And if Tom Herman is still around, those two can work together to make the most out of it. I have no worries about how they're going to deal with too much talent.
Right, that's the traditional good problem to have, and we got plenty of time to see how that's going to play itself out. They may have to invent shirts there, Vashon. They may have to invent some new colors here. We may have to. You can yellow shirt this season. You're gonna, we may have to invent some terms, but it's gonna be fun, as you said. 6 deep with the youngins, and then the main 3 trio here. But yeah, no doubt that they'll figure out what to do with that, man, as they're getting it. You can see already Buckeyes tweets coming out here, guys ready to they're in finals week here. I know CSU is this finals week for Ohio State too? I'm not sure. I have not read anything about that. I know but I know they haven't they haven't gotten full steam into prep yet, obviously, for the next part of the football season because guys are chomping at the bit. You see a lot of player tweets, can't wait, ready to go, ready to get moving, so I thought maybe this may be perhaps that time where they're doing their finals or whatnot. But either way, we're going to start shifting gears just like they are. You got the month of December to lead up to it, to the championship games here. It's going to be a lot of fun. But how about in the meantime, let's talk a little Buckeyes hoops. And tonight, not much of a challenge to talk about to preview this one. Literally, no offense again to anybody that goes to High Point University, but I don't expect much of a challenge for the 12th ranked Buckeyes tonight, but it would be good to see them use some of these soft games that they've got now, a little bit of a soft spot in the schedule before you hit Big Ten play to get the team rolling and get the team playing well. Obviously, D'Angelo Russell has been sharp early on, but Shannon Scott and Sam Thompson, those guys can get themselves rolling a little bit here. So you look to use a game like this to tweak the things you need to tweak and keep working on it when you play a team like High Point.
Yeah, that's true. And one of the things that's been interesting in the last several games is that Mata, who we talked before about how he's using a little bit of a deeper bench this year, and he's got some very talented freshmen. And what's been happening in the last few games, you've had a little bit of a setback, if you will. Guys like specifically Shannon Scott and Sam Thompson have not been hitting their shots. They've been turning the ball over. Shannon Scott had just an awful game against Louisville. And Mata has been finishing his games with some of these freshmen on the floor, and he talked about it the other day. Basically said because they're not worried about their shot or their assist, or they're just out there playing basketball. They're not thinking a lot, and they've been finishing those games strong. He finished a couple of games with 3 freshmen on the floor. Talking about Keita Bates-Diop and D'Angelo Russell and Jayshawn Tate. Jayshawn Tate's just a big, strong kid out there, playing. He's garbaging up rebounds. He's getting some garbage points. And Russell obviously has been starting all year and is a super talent. But, Mata basically is, I think, trying to just get Scott and Thompson to just relax a little bit and just, get their points and get their assists and get their rebounds all in the flow of the game, and maybe just quit thinking about it so much. But because he's been asked about having these freshmen on the floor at the end, they've been playing well, and they're relaxed and just out there balling. And hopefully, Scott and Thompson and some of the other veterans on the team are going to, take a cue from that and just loosen up a little bit and play basketball.
For sure. And, as I said that about High Points, I see you in the chat room, Charles. While normally you would have a good point that is the kind of talk that gets you upset by the New Jersey Institute of Technology. Listen, man, a major college program. I don't think you should ever lose to any school that has of technology in their title of their school. But Eastern Michigan as well, back-to-back losses now, upsets for Michigan. But the difference, Charles, is that the Buckeyes don't suck. Therefore, I don't think they would look past a school with technology in their name. But I don't care. I'm not above taking a shot at Michigan. But yes, Michigan coming off back-to-back losses. So you really, while he is right, you don't look past teams like High Point. We joke about the little sisters of the poor, but Michigan did look past a couple of them. The New Jersey Institute of Technology, Dan, I'm not going to lie. I didn't know they existed, and I didn't know they had a basketball team.
I didn't either, and I got to tell you, I didn't know about High Point either till I saw them on the schedule.
Right. You're like, what is High Point?
They pick out some obscure ones, and who knows how they fill out these schedules.
How do you lose to these
Campbell?
squads?
I was wondering where Campbell was from. I didn't know that one either. But yeah, you're right. Michigan's taking it on the chin. I did watch a little bit. I watched the last few minutes of the game last night, and they just look like they can't score. They just look like they don't have a lot of scorers on that team. They lost Stauskas and they lost some kids. Yeah, they're just having a hard time putting it in the hoop. They scored 42 points last night, and that's just ridiculous.
I know.
And speaking of Michigan, Jerry, I got to take you back to the football side of things with Michigan. Yeah. Gil Brandt reported this morning that Michigan has offered the head coaching position to David Cutcliffe of Duke, and that Cutcliffe had turned him down. Wow. Now, there have been denials since that report came out from Duke people. The Duke AD, I believe, has said, no, that didn't happen. They didn't approach him. And so there have been some denials. But Gil Brandt, okay? It's not exactly an anonymous source, a guy that knows his stuff, reported that. But if this is the path to which we have come with Michigan football, where they offer the job to the coach from Duke, and Duke thinks, and the guy from Duke, Cutcliffe, thinks that he's got maybe a better gig down there, and he's not interested in the Michigan job. Obviously, lots of reasons to turn it down, but you can imagine the cause for some chuckling in Columbus over the fact that the Duke coach turned down the Michigan job, whether it happened or not. I do understand now that they're reaching out to Les Miles. It reported this morning that Les Miles' agent has been contacted by Michigan officials, and that may go somewhere. But for one thing, it tells you that Harbaugh's definitely out of the picture because they would have gone that way.
Yeah.
Had they and they apparently went as far down that road as they could. But looks like Miles might be second choice, but maybe third choice after David Cutcliffe. So I like Cutcliffe, great coach, but just it's comical that Michigan can't convince the guy from Duke to leave that job.
Yeah, no offense. Duke, great program in a lot of ways. Basketball, love what Coach K does, man. But when the coach of their football program, hey, Joe Pickens went there, former Ignatius graduate. But, that being said, when they turn down that's the big job. That's the